Good afternoon to everyone. I am audible. Okay, thank you. So, yesterday we discussed about how input can be taken from the keyboard, how the content can be displayed on the screen, and specifically we looked about the how the variables are going to be created and what are the different type of banding which will take place when some variables are going to be created. So in case of Python, we did not require to give explicit declaration for the type of data any variable can store. In Python, whenever any variables are going to be initialized with any value, the type of that variable will be automatically assigned to that type. And second concept, we observe that whenever the different variables have the same values, data value, all are going to be point to the same memory location. It means they are referring to the same data irrespective of how many variables we are going to be considered. As soon as the variables are going to be changed with the content, they are going to be bind to another memory segment. And third thing we observe about how the input function can be used to take the data from the keyboard and print to display the content, as well as we have been discuss about the typecasting, type conversion, where Python language is itself going to be perform some implicit type conversion, whereas when user wanted, they can also able to make explicit conversion of the data from one form to another form. So these few functionality we have been gone through in the previous class. Now today session we are going to discuss about what are the different kind of operators and how the expression can be written using those operators using the Python language. So this is one of the fundamental about the basics of Python, where we will discuss about arithmetic operator, relational operator, and membership and identity operator. So generally we have different type of operators in Python, where this operator symbol is going to be specified which are going to be operate on a variable or on some value. So operator is some kind of symbol which you are using that operating on a value which is used to do certain operations. So what are the certain operations that we can do over the variable or the value that will be specified by the operator symbol. So we have three type of operator symbols. One is unary operator, second is the binary, third is the ternary. These type of operators will vary depending on how many operands they are going to be take for their operation. So this is the first is going to become an arithmetic operator. So we are doing the addition operation. We can able to do the subtraction. We can do the multiplication. Then we have to use this star. If you want to perform the division, we have two kind of division operator here. One is using the backward slash. Second is going to become using the double backward slash, which is going to become another type of floor division. So when they are going to use the division of single back slash, they are going to be not going to be chop of the fractional part. It means only, it means in the case of division, normal division, which is not a floor division, so they are going to be consider the fraction part also. Whereas if you do the floor division, in that case only integer quotient are going to become as the outcome. So in this Python language we have two operator for doing the division, whereas we have the exponential operator which are going to become double star. It means x to power y that we can do with the help of exponential operator, which is not available in the other programming languages. And modulus division operator, where this is going to give us the remainder. So let us take this example. If you are going to use the addition, you have to just use the plus symbol a plus b, and if you are going to be use a minus b, we can get the subtraction which are happening, and we can able to get some values which are going to become subtraction of this a. From a the b is going to be subtracted, then we have the multiplication, we have the division, a slash b. If you are going to be see a divided by b, we are getting here the fractional part also 1.666 up to some fraction digit. Whereas if you are going to perform the floor division using the double forward slash backward slash, in that case we can get only the out of 1.66 we can get only the interior part. The fraction part are going to be chopped off, they are going to be ignored there. And if you want to find out some exponent x to power y, then you can able to use the double star. So if you want to check these different operators, let us take one example. X we have 15, y we have 6, and here if you are going to make x minus y, this is going to become a binding which, operator which are required 2 operand. So from 15 to minus 6 we are getting the 9. If you are adding, we are getting 21. If you are doing the multiplication using the star, we are getting the 15 into 6, that is 19. We can do the division by using the x divided by y, using this forward slash backward slash x divided by y. We can get 2.5. It means here the fraction part will also going to become as a outcome, whereas in the other programming languages they are going to be ignore this fraction part in case x and y are going to become integer. Whereas if you are going to be using the modulus operator, where 15 is divided by 6 as a modulo operator, in that case this will going to return us the remainder of the division. So 6 divided by 15 using the modulus operator, we are getting the remainder to be 3. It means the remainder are going to be displayed. If you are using this floor division operator, in that case एक बार वो चेक करना वॉल्यूम को प्रॉब्लम. If you are going to use the, in that case if you are going to be do the floor division 15 divided by 6, then we can able to get, instead of 2.5 we will get only the interior part, that is 2. It means decimal part is going to be chopped off, they are going to be truncated. So this you remember that in the Python we have 2 different type of division operator. Similarly, if you want to divide 16, I am going to be apply the modulus operator 7.5. Okay, so we can able to get the remainder to be 1. And this remainder which are coming, that is going to come as a floating point number. Similarly, if you are going to be divide 16.5 with the modulus operator with the 7, here we will also get a what we are going to get it, we are also going to get here 2.5 as a remainder which are going to be come there. It means whenever any number is going to become fraction, we will get that as a floating point number. Okay? So either of these x and y may be floating or may be the integral, we can able to get it. If any of the number is going to become a value is going to become floating, the outcome is going to come into the floating way. It means whatever your Python is there, they are going to make some kind of implicit conversions are there. so that we can check with the different type of value we can take, and we can try what is the outcome the Python are going to be show. So generally in case of the Python, if you are going to be do the division using any of the float value, say here we are doing the division using only integer part, but if you are doing the division in that case, whether it is integer or float, we will always get a float value. If it is not a float division, we are going to use there. So let us take some example to see what outcome we are getting. So if you are going to take this x equal to say 15, and y is going to become taken to be some 9, and if you are trying to check what should be the x is going to be done with the division by 9, which are going to give us the division of x with the y. Print, we can see what this z is coming. Along with that value, we can also check what should be the type of z, or we can try with z. I am going to be use the float division, and if you are trying to print the value of z, let us check here what we are getting. So now here we can observe that in case of we are going to use the division, non-float division, we are getting the value which are going to become integral plus fraction part, both are going to become, and the outcome z is going to become of type of float. Whereas if you are going to do the float division, so whatever the fraction part is there, that is going to be ignored. And if you are looking here, say check in that case whatever the type, if you are doing the float division, the result which are stored to the variable z, this z is going to be of integer type. It will be of integer type. Whereas the type of z in case of the normal division, we are getting to be a float. Instead of that, let us try for the modulus operator. We are getting here, we are dividing by 9, 15 by 9, and we want to see what should be the remainder which are left, that is going to become 6, and this is going to be of integer type. This resultant will be of integer type. So like way, you can try what should be the different kind of data type which can use for the different operator, and what can be the probable output which are going to come. If you are going to be do the addition, say here x and y, we taken to be 10 and 20. Remember that this here we are doing the multiple variable declaration we are doing in a single line, in a single statement. So x comma y equal to 10 comma 20. So first parameter 10 is going to be assigned to the x, second y is going to be assigned with the 20. And if you are going to do the addition, you can check what you can get, and similarly you can try for the subtraction x minus y, and if you want to try for the multiplication, print x division y. So whenever we require any arithmetic operation, we can apply the appropriate operator. So for addition, 10 plus 20, 30. For subtraction, we are getting 10 minus 20. So in normal math, we are always going to get with a negative sign. So this is coming negative minus 10. Multiplication, this is going to become 200, and if you want to try similarly for the division, you can able to check the outcome. And if you want to try for the exponential, that we may also try. Say taking exponential say 2, 3, that constant value we have been taking. Now in case of the division, we are getting the 0.5, and in case of this exponential operator, we are getting the 8, 2 to the power 3, we are getting the 8. So similar way we can able to use the different operator for different purpose. Now let us check what are the other important operator other than arithmetic operator. But before that, let us see we can able to combine the arithmetic operator with the assignment operator, so that the statement which we are writing that will become concise. For example, z is equal to x plus y, whereas we can write x equal to x plus y. So we can apply the combination of assignment operator with the arithmetic operator, so that it can give us one kind of arithmetic assignment operator. For example, if you are writing x plus equal to y, in that case this is equivalent to the x equal to x plus y, x equal to x plus y. So if you want to combine the arithmetic operator with the assignment operator, then this arithmetic assignment operators can going to become with the addition as a plus equal to, minus equal to, or star. It means the different kind of operator which we are using, that is going to be come on the left hand side of this particular assignment operator. For example, here let us check it. We are writing z equal to z into x plus y. So in this case, if this operator we are going to take if I want to check this, now if you are taking this statement z equal to z into x plus y, that can be written as a z into, it means we are using the multiplication operator, so z into x plus y. So this statement if you are going to write like this one, in that case this resembles that z is going to become z into multiply with the x plus y. This is the statement which are going to be represented if you are writing z into equal to x plus y. So writing the assignment operator with the multiplication with the x plus y, this will be the resultant of the expression. It means that z equal to z into x plus y. This says that as per the frequency operator associativity rule, we are required to first multiply z with the x and then we can add with the y. This is the meaning of this statement which are written, the first statement which are written. Whereas if you are writing this as a concise statement combining the multiplication operator with the assignment. So this have the different meaning. It says that z is going to be multiplied with the sum of x plus y. Okay. So this way, if you are going to be write any of the concise statement using the assignment operator, so we should careful about that how the Python is going to be consider that written statement. Even though I can write x into say x plus equal to z into y plus 5. So meaning of this statement will be not that x is going to be added with the result of added with the z and then going to be multiplied with the y and then plus 5. It means that this x is going to be added with the result of z into y plus 5 and not the case that this will be similar to x into z x plus z and z into y plus 5. So this is not going to become same. Now another assignment operator which we can write in the concise way. Basically here we can see this is given. We can write the shorthand notation for this assignment operator a equal to a plus 1 as a equal to a plus equal to 1. If you are to write with the a equal to a minus 1, that can be written as a shorthand notation equal to 1. If you are writing this a equal to a into b plus so if you want to write now y is okay, fine. Okay, so okay, fine. So if you want to write a equal to a into b plus 1, that can be written as a into equal to b plus 1. So it means that if this we are writing a into equal to b plus 1, so this represents basically a into b plus 1. It means first b should be added with the 1 and then they are going to be okay. So now this is going to become a equal to a into b plus 1. So first we should multiply add b plus 1, then this will be multiplied with the a. So that is the meaning of shorthand operator. Similarly, if you want to write for the a equal to a divided by b plus 1, if you are writing this in a shorthand notation, so that need to become as a divided by b plus 1, that can be written. Okay? But the meaning is going to become different, that a will be divided by b plus 1 which are coming. Okay? And if you are writing a equal to a modulus operator with b, that can be written as a modulus operator b. So in case we are writing b into equal to b. Now how it can be written? this represents that B is going to be multiplied with the B. It means this is for the multiplication of B with the same element B. So that is the meaning of B into equal to B, which are going to become equivalent to this one. So shorthand notation statement is basically one kind of more concise and easier way to read and write the arithmetic expression wherever applicable in our program. Another important operator is a relational operator, which are used to compare two values for some relation, and depending on the relation for which we want to compare, it can return us true or false depending on the relation we are going to be apply over that comparison. So we have less than operator, we have less than equal to, we have greater than, and we have greater than equal to, is equal to. So whenever we want to compare any two values, we can use the equal to operator. Now if you are writing A equal to B, generally we are used to say in the common sense. So this is not equal to, this statement is basically a assignment statement where A is going to be assigned the value of B. But if you want to compare A and B, then we have to use the double equal to symbol. And if you want to check whether A is not equal to B, then we can use this not equal to operator. So let us take what is the outcome of these operators. We will get true and false. Okay? So when A is equal to B, we will get either true or we can get a false. Okay? So here you can see, if you are going to be compare 5 is less than, the outcome will going to become a true, because 5 is less than 7. Answer is yes, true. 5 is less than minus 8, not true. 5 is greater than minus 8. So this is going to give me the outcome as a false. Or no, this is not correct. 1 is greater than equal to 2.0, false. So outcome will come always as a false and true of any of the relation operator. 11 less than 8.4. So in this case, first the expression which are given on the right hand side of this operator, that is going to be evaluated. So 8 plus 4 is going to become 12, and then they are going to perform the comparison with 12. Now in this case 11 is less than 12, that is true, that is yes, so we will get a true. If you want to compare x plus y is equal to a plus b or not, so they are going to be evaluate x plus y, then evaluate the a plus b, and then their value are going to be compared. If they are going to become equal, we will get a true. If they are not equal, we will get the value to be as a false. In this case, minus 20 is greater than or equal to 0. So that statement is not correct, so we will get a false. Now here, take example, A not A greater than B. One statement written, A greater than B not. It means A greater than B we want, but we are going to apply the not. It means if it is not, A is not greater than B, then we will get a true. But if you are writing A greater than B, so we are getting true if A is greater than B. But here we are saying that if A is not greater than B, it means when B when B is less than A, then we can get that way. It means that if you are going to be right another statement A less than equal to B. This say that our A need to be lesser than or equal to B, then it means that A is not greater than B. It means my A is less than or equal to B. So both are going to become same statement. While we are writing A equal to B and going to be applied the not operator. So what we are going to not A equal to B. It say that A not equal to B, the same expression we can write as A not equal to B. So this way these relation operators can be used, and they are going to give us the different outcome depending on whether it is true or false. So remember that in case of Python, important to note that in Python, true and false condition can be represented as a number. This number can be either integer or can be a floating point number or it can be a complex number. So whenever we can get any number, then this means that this is going to become a true or false kind of representation. Remember that if it is given as a number, in that case false will be always represented by a value of 0, and any value which is other than 0 can be positive, can be negative, all will be treated as a true. So either we can get a boolean value true or false, or we can get any integer number. So whenever it is somewhere written that -5, this represents basically for the, if I am going to get any return as a -5, in that case we can get this representation to be as a true. So always false will be represented by a value of 0 and rest of the value negative or positive represent the true representation. Another important operator is the logical operator, where we can use the and or not to do the logically and or and not operation, which are used to test more than one condition, and sometimes we can combine more than one condition to create one of the complicated conditional or logical relation or expression. For that purpose we can use the logical operator. So logical operator also always going to be operate over a boolean type of value, boolean type of data. For example, if you are going to write here A less than B, we written A less than B and we written Y equal to 5. So here this expression A less than B and Y equal to 5, both are going to be combined to create one of the complicated condition where it say that A less than B as well as Y need to be equal to B. If both conditions are going to be satisfied, then this condition are going to become satisfied. So in this case A less than B, if this is going to be true, A less than B is going to become true, and if Y equal to 5 is also true. So this is the boolean outcome and this is the boolean outcome. So our resultant should also need to be true. So in case of the and operator, if any of the say two operands are there, x and y, if the result of this x is true and y is true, then we can get the result to be as a true, outcome as a true. If this will be the true and other will be the false, the outcome will be false. If this x to be false and this y need to be true value, we are getting here as also as a false. If both is going to become as a false, we will get a false. So this will work on the Boolean type of data. So this is the AND operation. In case of the OR operation, either of these value need to be true. It means when x and y true value we are giving and trying to apply the OR operation. Then if first is true, second is true, outcome is true. If first expression have true, second have false, we will still get a true. If first is false and second is true, we will also get a true. If both are going to be false, we will get a false. So this way the logical and OR is going to be operated over the Boolean type. Logical NOT say that if x, it will operate with a single operand. If x is true, we are going to get a NOT of x, we will get a f, NOT of x. If we get is false, we will get a 2. If either or both of them are false in case of AND operation, then always you can observe that here the value is going to become always false. Now we can check another important operator which is known as the bitwise operator. So this is bitwise AND operator, bitwise OR operator, bitwise NOT operator. And this is going to become a exclusive OR. This is going to become a bitwise shift, and this is greater than bitwise right. So these bitwise operators are going to be work. This will going to be work over the bit level of data. So they can operate bit by bit. For example, suppose we have been a number A is given to be 3 and B is given to be say 5. So when we are applying A and B, this means that always, as I told you that it is a logical operator. So A is a number 3 and B is 5. And as I told you that if the value is non-zero, that will be treated as a true. So this will be treated as a true and 5 is also treated as a true. So our result of this expression will be true. But in case we are going to apply the bitwise AND operator, bitwise AND, it means A and B. So they will operate over the bit. It means first A will be converted into the bit. So they will be converted. 3 means this will be 1, 1, 0, 0. Assume 4-bit number we can assume. So we are getting the 1, 1, 0, 0. This is the bitwise representation for the 3. B, if you want to take to be 5, that will be represented as a 1, 2, 4, 1, 0, 0, 1. Now here bitwise AND are going to be take place, bitwise AND operation. So first bit 1, second is 1. So they are going to give me the 1, 1, means that will be assumed to be that is considered to be 2. So we are getting 1. This 1, second is 0, because we are doing the AND operation. So if anyone is going to become 0, they will be treated as a false. So we can get here 0. Now in case of second, we are getting 0. This is the 0. So outcome which are coming is basically 0, 0, 1, which is nothing but they are going to come again to be 2, that is 1 we are going to get here for this case. Similarly, if you are going to apply the AND bitwise OR operator, so whenever bitwise OR, okay, so A or B, we are going to apply A or B. So A has been taken as a 0, 0, 1, 1 and B has been taken as a 0, 1, 1, 0, 1. So when we will apply the bitwise OR operator, so we are writing this as a single line and B. So this is the bitwise OR. Now the A is 3, that will be converted into the bit 0-1 format, and then B will be converted to the, that is the 5 into the 0-1 format. Now what OR operator say that whenever the value in the first operand, second operand, both are going to become 1 represent 3, 1 represent 2, 0 represent false, or any non-zero, they represent 2. So 1 1, both are 2 2, we can get 1. If this is 1, second is 0, we can get 1. 0 1 1, 0 0 0. In case of OR operator, if both the values are going to become same or either of the value is going to become 1, we can get a 1 or 2. If both is going to become 0, we will get always as a 0 or as a false. So now here what we are getting? 1 1 1. So they are going to take this value into the decimal format as a 1 2 4, 4 2 6 1 7. So this 7 is going to be represented. Similarly, if you are going to look at the NOT, so if you are going to write a NOT of A, so this is the bitwise operator, where A is going to be taken as a 0 0 1 1 for 3. So NOT operation is going to be applied. So this will going to come as a 1 1 0 0. So the result of this value are going to be represented as a 1 1 0. The decimal of this part is going to become as a outcome. Now let us check at the bitwise shift operation. This bitwise shift, we are trying to shift left or right. So let us assume this to be as a say 4, and if you are going to represent this as a 1 0 0 and 0, say 4-bit number we are taking, suppose 4-bit. In 4-bit we are representing. So 4 can be represented as a 0 1 0 0. If you want to apply bitwise shift, it means we are writing a shift left by 1 bit, left by 1 bit. So this need to be shift 1 bit left, shifting 1 bit left. So this is going to become as a 0. This is shifted here 0. This is shifted here 0. This is shifted here 1. So we can get here the value to be as a 0 0 0 1. So we can get 1 2 4 8. We can get the outcome as a 8. Initially it was 4. Now we can get 8. It means if you want to multiply any number by 2, we can do the shift, left shift we can do bitwise. If suppose this A is given same as a 4 and we want to make it to be right shift by 1 bit. This, it means we want to write say A by 1 or A. This say that A should be shifted right by 1 bit. If you are writing A shift right by 2, it means this will be required to be shift right by 2 bit. So in this case, A is taken as a 0 1 0 0. Take here, this will be taken A to be as a 4. We can get here as a 0 1 0 0 binary representation, and making A to be shift right by 1 bit. So we can make this to be shifted 1 right bit. This will go here, this will go here, this will be go here, this will be shifted. Shift 1 bit right. So this will come this place 0, this will come this place second place, this will come to the third place, and here this will be 1. So we can get here 1 to 4. 4 plus 2, 6. If you want to shift it by one more bit, say if you are writing this again, 2. So first we have to do shifting by one bit on the right, and again whatever the outcome came, that again need to be shifted one bit to the right. So this will be shift again on the resultant as 1. This will be shift here, this will be shift here, and this will be shift here. So they are going to come again 1, 3. So this way the shift operators are going to use, which is going to be bitwise operators are going to be work bit by bit. Now another important operation which we can see is about the membership operator. This membership operator used to check an item or element whether that is part of the string, list or tuples or not. So this will be used in, suppose we want to search whether some element is in the list or not. So for that purpose we can use the membership operator. One is known as the in operator, returns true if that element is found in the collection of sequence. So it means if you have the string, list, tuple, collection of item, within that collection of item, whether that some element is exist or not. If they are existing, we can get a true. If they do not exist, we can get a false. If you are going to apply the not in operator, that item is not found into the sequence of collection of string, list or tuple, then we can get a true, otherwise our return will be the false. It means this is not going to be found. Let us take one example. In this example, you can observe we are taking one string. Okay? Message is one string. Where in the message we are taking welcome to MNIT Jaipur. This is the string which are taken, represented into the double quote. We can also represent in a single quote any string. Now we want to check Jaipur in message, in this string. Name of the string is message. So whether Jaipur is in the message or not, so we are taking that word or key or item that we want to make as a Jaipur. Since Jaipur is also a string, so we have to represent by the string in the double quote in message. So we can see Jaipur is in the matching string. So we will get here the outcome to be as a true. If you are going to look small Jaipur, as I told you that Python is case sensitive. So if you are writing the small Jaipur, Jaipur in the message. Now here you can see Jaipur is here starting with the small letter J. But into this string, Jaipur is starting with the capital letter J. So they are case sensitive. So it will go to be say that Jaipur with the small j is not exist here. If you are looking at Delhi in message, so this Delhi is not available in this sequence of characters. CSC not in message. So CSC is not here in the welcome to MNIT Jaipur. So it is not found. So we can get the outcome to be as a true. MNIT not in message. MNIT not in message. So but here MNIT is in the message. So this element is found in the message. So we will get here the false. So remember that the outcome of this membership operator is to become as a true or false, which represent whether that particular item or element is found in this list of collection or not. For that purpose, we can use the in not in. Another important operator, we have the identity operator, which is generally used to check whether both the operand, two operands which are there, they are going to become same or not. Or sometimes we can also check whether two objects are equal or not. It means that their memory location address are same or not. For example, we can use the is not. So in other case we use in not in. Whether this any element is a member of some sequence or not, collection of sequence or not. Here the is operator we can use to check whether operands are same or not. If operands are same, it means they are referring to the same memory location. Then they are going to become true, otherwise this will be the false. We can check is not, return false if operands are same, otherwise we print true if operands are not same. So identity operator we should use to check whether both the operands are same or not. For that purpose we can apply this identity operator frequently. Let us check here. We have x given as a 20 and y is given as a 30. Now we want to compare using the identity operator. X is y. So x is y. Both our objects are not same, so we will get as a false. X is not y. Here x and y both is not going to become, x is not y, they are not same, neither they are referring to the same location, so we can get a true. Another type of operator we can use is the Boolean type of operator, which will be applied only to the Boolean literal. It means we have to take the Boolean constant, and Boolean constant, as you know, it is true and false. So over the Boolean operator, Boolean constant, we can apply the Boolean operator. So Python will always consider false, as I told you that, number 0, and empty string or the reserved word as a none. And other than number 0, everything will be interpreted and considered to be true. So we can apply arithmetic operation over the Boolean type of operator. So there are three types of operators. One is the not, and or. So and operator if you are going to use, which is the Boolean operator. If you are writing x and y, this will be the small letter, and is small. They are going to become false. If x is going to become false, then that value is going to be returned. Otherwise y is evaluated and the resulting value is returned. So for example, if you are taking this say flag as a true, and if you are doing this true plus false divided by 2, because these are assumed to be a Boolean literal, so false is going to be represented as a 0, true is represented as a 1. So if you are going to divide 0 by 1, we can get always as a 0, and this 2 is going to be as a considered to be 1 plus 0, we can get 2 as a 1, which is represent the 2. If you have to compare 2 equal to 1, what is 2? 2 representing nothing but 1, so they are going to become same. So we can get 2 equal to 1, false equal to 0 is equivalent to the 1. So this way we can apply the and or not, similar to the logical and or not operator, over the Boolean type of operator. Now we can check another type of important operator, which is going to be work with the single operand. as a unary operator. So positive is a unary, minus is a unary, and invert is the unary. That is known as the inversion. So suppose we are going to take this x to be 12 and doing the minus 12. So this here, this negative is working as a unary operator, which is nothing but it represents the minus, negative. So we can get the outcome of this as a minus 12. Now if you are going to be apply this x equal to minus 12, and if you are going to be apply negative operator, unary operator minus, we can get this to be minus 12. So minus minus we can get to be as a positive 12. Now let us check about the invert operator, how it happens there. This invert operator is basically one kind of identity operator which are going to be checked whether they are going to be applied on the bitwise. Basically, inversion operator is working on the bitwise. This work on the bitwise on the bit level. So suppose if you are going to take this x to be as a 5, so inversion will work invert, which will work on the bits of this x. So x can be converted into this binary format where this can be taken as a 0 0 0 1 0 1. Suppose we have been taken this into the 6-bit representation. So in case of this inversion, it will do the bitwise NOT. So bit invert is basically the bitwise NOT. Inversion is nothing but it is a bitwise NOT operation which are going to be taking place basically in terms of whose representation, which every numbers are going to be represented into the computer system. So how it will be take place? First it will be converted to the bitwise, then bitwise NOT operation are going to be take place, inversions are going to take place, which are going to become nothing but 1 is going to be 0, 0 is going to become 1, 1 is going to become 0, and this 1 will be 0 will be 1, this will be 1, this invert 1. So now we are getting 1 triple 1 0 1 0. Although we taken x to be 5, so what should be the outcome here? So now by looking this bitwise inversion operation, which is following the 2's complement, we say that whatever the leftmost bit, say this is known as the rightmost bit. This is known as the leftmost bit. So if leftmost bit is going to be 1, this represents that this number is negative. If it is a 0, this represents that this number is positive, which is the 2's complement representation. So every computer which are going to follow the architecture where every numbers will be represented into the 2's complement format. So no need to worry about that format. Only remember that here the number which are coming here as a 111 0 1 0 in the 6-bit notation. So last leftmost bit is 1. This shows that this number is negative. So what is its counter positive part? So that we can find out by applying the 2's complement, which will give me the exact value of this representation. So let us apply this 2's complement and see what value we are getting. So they are going to come as a 0 1 1 0. This will be 1 0 0 0 and add 1 to the 1's complement. So we are getting the 1 1 to be 0 1 1 0 and carry is gone as a 1 1 0 1. This will be 1 0 0 0. So this is representing basically this number representing 6. But the actual number which was came as a 11011, which shows that x is nothing but it is a negative 6 minus 6. So inversion of x, if you are taking the x to be 5 and applying the inversion of x, inversion of x, So we will get here the outcome to be as a minus 6, which is for the inverted value bitwise not of the s equal to 5. So now in nutshell we discussed various operators which are going to be used in the Python. We have arithmetic operators, addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and 2 more extra operators are given. One is the floor division operator and other is the exponential, which is generally not available in any of the programming languages. Comparison operator we have equal to, less than, greater than, and we have the assignment operator which we can create as a shorthand arithmetic expression. We can write arithmetic operator equal to, plus equal to, division equal to. By that we can do combine the assignment operator with any of the arithmetic operator to make a shorthand representation. Logical operator in case of Python as a and or not, which we have to use bitwise and or not inversion, left shift, right shift, that is available. Membership, 2 extra operators are available in the Python. One is in, not in, whether a particular element is member of a particular collection or not. Identity operator is a not. So compared to other programming languages, we have the membership, identity, and 2 more operators, floor operator and exponential operator, which are available. So this much about operators in the Python. If you want to check some example, let us check. Say here in this case, one example we are going to be asked to. A has been taken to be 5, B has been taken to be 20. Now we want to check whether A is less than B or not. That is one kind of relational operator we are writing. And if you want to display this A less than B, A is 10, B is 20, A is less than B. So we are getting the value to be as a 2 after execution. If you are checking whether A is greater than B, we are getting the outcome as a false. Remember that in case of the relational operator, the result will be always as a 2 or false, either 0 or maybe any positive or negative value. If you want to check whether A is greater than B or not, so how we can check? Let us try. Z equal to A equal to B. One operator we written. So compare A equal to B and store into the C. If you want to print this value of Z, so what we should get? A and B, they are not equal to. So what will be stored into the Z? That will become as a false because they are not equal to. So we can get a value of Z as a false, okay, as a false, which are going to come here. If you want to check for whether A is not equal to B, we can try that one, and we are getting that is not true. So we will get here not equal to. So we will get here true. A not equal to true. Check whether A is less than B or not. Print A less than B, less than B. You can get here again to be as a true. That is true. Now if you are going to take this A, B as a true and false, and we want to apply AND operation, as I told you that AND or not, they are going to operate over the Boolean type of value. So A and B, A is taken to be true, B is taken to be a false. In that case, if you are going to compare A and B, so A is true and B is false, we will get a false. If A is true and B is also going to be true, then we will definitely get a value to be true. Or suppose we are taking this A to be a 5 and B we are taking this value to be as a 10. In that case, what will happen? We are getting the value of A to be 5, B as a 10. See, A will be a positive number treated as a true, B is treated to be as a true, so we are going to get a true value. What's equal to y equal to now in case we wanted to try this for the bitwise operation, we are doing the bitwise A and B, where A is going to become 10, B is going to become 4. Let us try. We are getting here the result to be as a 0. Because 10 can be represented as a 0, 1, 0. This will be represented as a 1, 0, 1, 0 as a 10. 4 can be represented as a 1, 0, 0, and this will become as a 0. They are 4 bit. 1 to 4. So first bit they are going to become bitwise. They will be false. Second is going to become, they are going to become false. Third is going to become false. Fourth is going to become false. So we will get a 0. If you are going to be applying for bitwise NOT, then NOT 10, NOT A. This need to be if you are going to apply, bitwise NOT is going to use as a tilt symbol. Okay. So if you are going to use this tilt symbol, we are getting as a bitwise, which are going to come as a 11. Okay. If you are going to apply the bitwise XOR, print A, and we can apply this swap operator, you can apply with the B. You can do 14. If you are looking this here, see this case membership operator basically. If you are going to apply this as a welcome to MNIT Jaipur, you can check it. Jaipur is in the message, so we are getting true. When small Jaipur is not in the message, because it is starting with the capital Jaipur, J, so we are getting a false. MNIT not in message, we are getting false because MNIT is in the message welcome to Jaipur. Or we can also check if I want to take any list. Suppose we are taking one list, x equal to having a list 20, 22, minus 10, 4, 0, 100. Okay. And you want to check whether any number, say 10 in x, is 10 is in x? Yes, 10 is in x, so we can get a true. If you are going to write, say 20, 12, now 12 is not in X. So sometimes these kind of membership operator we can use to check whether search whether some item exists into the list or not. And if you are going to look for the identity operator, 10 and 100, print X is Y, X is Y, X is taken 10 and Y is taken 100, X is Y, no, this is not the same, so we can get a false. X is not Y, X is not same as Y, both objects are not same, so we can able to get as a true. If you are checking Y is X, suppose Y is X, Y is X, Y and X both are same, no, so we can get as a false, so Z is going to store the value as a false. If you want to try to check what should be the type of Z, type of Z need to become as a Boolean type Z, we can get to the Boolean type. See, this is the bool type we are getting here. Now let us take this one example where we have a equal to 5. We are printing the value of id as a id, and then we are printing the value of, check here, we are taking this a to be 5 and we are taking a equal to 6, b equal to 6, right? And we should print the id of b, address of b also. Okay, then we are going to check whether we should print that a is b. Let us check. It is false, right? A is not b. But suppose we are taking this a as a 5, b as a 5, then what need to become? The outcome of a is b. It is comparing to object and their memory location also. So a and b are same. We say that value is same, and also the address where a and b are stored, both are going to be point to the same location. That's why you can observe here the address of A is 3504, address of B is 3504, both are same. So it is not only comparing the whether two objects value are same or not, it is also comparing whether two memory locations are same or not. It means they are referring to the same location or not. So this is the use of this particular membership identity operator, is and is not. If you have any query, you can ask. Otherwise, we will take a break of 5 minutes, then we can start the decision making statement. If you have any query, you can just type it. I will take query for 5 minutes, then we can able to take a break. Okay, then we will restart after 5 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes. And if you have any query, we can take first within 5 to 10 minutes some query, and thereafter we can start another session about the decision making statement. Pause करो.
Go back to the operator slides.
Operator side. Slide once. What out? What out? ठीक है start. Recording start.
कर दिया.
Okay, good afternoon once again. We are going to resume the session. So we discussed various operators which are available in the Python. Now another important concept which we are going to use when we are going to write any of the expression using the operators and operand is precedence and associativity. So generally operator which are going to be applied within an expression have some kind of rule which are going to be used to determine how that expression are going to be evaluated. So based on that rule, the expression are going to be evaluated and the order in which those operators are going to be applied. So this precedence and associativity rule deal with the evaluation order which are going to be taken care while expression are going to be executed. So precedence rule specifies the order in which operators of different precedency level are going to be evaluated. Different operators have different level of priority. So in which order which of the operators are going to be performed, that is going to be decided by the precedence rule, and sometimes it is possible that multiple operators which have the same level of precedency are going to be appear in any of the expression. So this associativity rule decides that in which order multiple occurrences of same level of operators are going to be applied. Which one is going to be executed first, which are going to be performed thereafter. So rule of evaluation of expression is say that first the parenthesized sub-expression are going to be evaluated from left to right. If parentheses are nested, evaluation begin with the innermost sub-expression, as everyone is aware of that concept within the mathematical expression. The same are going to be implemented by the programming languages. So the precedence rule is applied in determining the order of application of operator when evaluating the sub-expression, and the same precedence rule are going to be applied or associativity rule are going to be applied whether it is the sub-expression or within the sub-expression and the innermost sub-expression are going to be exist in the expression. For example, you can check here, we have the priority to apply that operator. Here you can see that we have one of the operation 1 plus 2 in the bracket multiplied by 3. So always the parentheses are going to be applied 1 plus 2 which are going to first computed and then multiplication are going to take place. So expression inside the parentheses are evaluated first, so we are going to get a 1 plus 2 which are going to come as a 3 and then 3 into 3. While if the same expression can be written as a 1 plus 2 into 3, in that case the precedency order will take that multiplication have higher priority level, precedence level. So first 2 into 3, that is 6 are going to be evaluated, then 1 is going to be added. So our outcome is going to become something different as 7. Now in case, let us take 1 plus 2 plus minus 3, 2 minus 3 plus 4 minus 5. So here plus and minus have same presidency level. In that case, how they are going to be evaluated? So in case, in this expression we have different operator with the same presidency level. So here the SO-C2T rule is going to be used to determine how this expression should be evaluated. So in case of arithmetic operator where addition, subtraction, multiplication or exist, or division which have the same level of presidency operator, in that case it will going to be break this triad from left to right. It means that now here the plus is here also, plus is here also, minus is here. So whether they can start from left or right. So this say that if we have the similar presidency level, then this triad is going to be break from left to right. So from left, the first operator plus, so 1 plus 2 first evaluated, 3, then minus 3 plus 4 minus 5, then second negative is going to be computed, minus, then the result is going to be made with the 4, then the result are going to operate with the minus. So like that this presidency rule are going to be applied. So here if you are going to check in this case, we have presidency level of we have the division and multiplication, both are appearing. So whether we can perform the multiplication or division. So this tie-up is going to break by following the left to right. So left is coming left to right. Left is coming division first, then right is coming the multiplication first. So first division is going to take place, then this multiplication are going to take place, and then the addition is available here, and then minus is available there. Then this minus is going to take place, and after that addition and then minus are going to take place. So that way the presidency and associativity rule are going to be used by the Python language, their interpreter or compiler, to decide how the expression are going to be evaluated. So this is the chart of presidency and associativity rule. You can refer this one while you are trying to write any expression and want to know that how the evaluation is going to be take place inside the machine if the code is written using the Python. In case you have any query, you can write. You can type your query. But before taking your query, you can keep on typing your query. Some doubt have few participants about the shift operator. So let us once again I am going to be recall that one. Yes, that is board mass which are going to follow there for the presidency and associativity rule. So every language have, remember that every language have some presidency and associativity chart which was implemented in the language, that is going to be followed there. For example, you can check here, we have not and is not identity operator. So in case is and is not both are appearing in the same expression, then this tie-up is going to break. First is going to be taken place, then is not. That order are going to be maintained. Similarly for the assignment, somewhere you can see it is taken for the right to left. Not always left to right is happening. It is also going to take place from right to left. You can check on the right column. Okay, so I am talking about the shift operator. Okay, so we have left shift, we have the right shift. In case suppose we are going to be take 6 as some number x. So if you are going to make x to be shift right by 2 bitwise shifting, so we can write an expression as a x right shift 2. It means we are writing x right shift by 2 bit. So first x will be converted into the bitwise in the bit format. So 4, 5, 6, and suppose we are taking some 5 bit 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0. In 6 bit we have been represented. So first it will make 1 bit shift. Convert this, make this x to be shifted by 1 bit on the right. So this will be keep on shifting. This will go out of that one. Now this will become this place, this will become this place. Like that it is shifting. So this will going to become as a 1. This will be 1. And here this is going to become as a 0. This will be 0. This will be 0. This will be. So we are getting what? 0, 0, 1, 1, which represent the value as a 2. Integer value 2. Again, if you are going to shift it, because it is written by shift by 2 bit. So 1 bit we have been shifted. Again, this outcome need to be shifted again by 1 bit right. So again we can shift it right by 1 bit, right by 1 bit. So we can get this 1 is going to go out. So 0. This will become 1, go out, this is coming here as a 1, then this will become 0 here, 0, then this is coming in this place 0, this is 0, this is 0, like that these are going to come. So in the 6 bit we are getting the 0, 0, 1, which is nothing but in the integer format it is represented as a 1. So what we are looking here, if x is given 6, if I am dividing this x by 2, what we can get? 2. If you are dividing this x, what we are getting? 2. Again, if this x is now left with the 2, and if we are going to divide this x again by 2, we are getting 1. So basically, if you are doing the right shift, it means we are dividing that number by 2. It is an integral division which are going to take place. Integral division. It is one kind of floor division which are going to take place. So 6 has been shifted by 1 bit. We can get 2. If you are shifting by 2 bit, we are getting the 1. If again we are going to shift it, suppose we are making this x to be shift by 3 bit. So first we shift by 1 bit, get 2, again we shift by 1 bit, we got 1, again we are shifting by 1 bit. So what will happen? This 1 will go out, remain, this will become here 0, this will become 0, this will be 0, this will be 0, 0. So we are getting finally 0. So once we are going to divide 1 by 2, what we will get here? What will get it? We are going to be make basically here the floor kind of division it is taking place. So we are going to get here basically 0. So this is basically division. And if you are going to do the same thing for the left, say x will be taken 6. So first we represent this 6 into the binding. So generally there is a place value for say first place 1 bit 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64. Assume this is the first bit, second bit has the weightage of 2, third bit has the 4, then 8, fourth bit, fifth bit has the 16, sixth bit has the 32, seventh bit has the 64. Okay, so we want to represent 6. 6 how going to become? 4 plus 2. That is going to give me the value as a 6. So we can make the remaining bit to be a 0. 0 here 2 will be 1. This will be 1. Rest bit I can keep 0. If suppose we want to represent this into the 7 bit. Okay. If you want to represent this only in the 3 bit, So this 3 bit is sufficient. So I can make 1 1 0. And left side, if we can make any number of 0, that should not make the value to be changed for this digit. Why? It means 0 means 0 into 2 to the power 0 plus 1 means 1 into 2 to the power 1, just like a decimal place value multiplication we are doing. Then 1 into 2 to the power 2. So this is going to come to be as a 0, because 0 multiplied 0, 1 into 2 2, and 2 to power 4, 1 into 4. So 4 remaining are 0, 4 plus 2 6. That's how it has been represented. Just a binary conversion we have to do. So by the place value we can directly do this conversion. Now so we wanted to make a left shift. So X shift left by 1 bit. So left shift means we are trying to make this shift here. This will be 1 bit on the left side, like that we are doing. So this will be shifted 1 bit. So this will be 0. Okay, 0. This will be shifted here 0. This will be shifted here 1. This is shifted here 1. Okay, this is shifted here 0. This you can shift 0. This you can shift 0. So in the 7 bit we are getting 0 0 1 1 0 0. What it is, it represent 0, first bit is 1, second bit is 2, but they are 0. So this will be 0 0. Third bit is 4, fifth bit is fourth bit is 8. 8 plus 4 we can get a 12. So this value 0 0 0 1 1 0 represent 12. Okay. Again, if you are going to make it shift by 2 bit, left shift by 2 bit, it means first we make 1 bit shifting, then again we can make a 1 bit shifting. So this can go again 0 0. This will become here 0. This will become here 0. This will shift left 1 bit. This will be left 0. This will be 0. So this is going to become 16 plus 8. We can able to get 24. So what we can observe here is that we are getting for x will be 6, and if you are making this x to be shift by 1, we are getting 12. If you are shifting again by 1 bit more, we can get a 24. We say that we are going to multiply this number x by 2, 6 by 2, 12. Again we are doing 1 bit more shifting, 6 by 2, result is 12. And again we are going to shift this result again by 1 bit, 12 into 2, we can get 24. So basically we are doing the multiplication. So generally in case of hardware implementation, somewhere we are required to do the division or multiplication, shift operator can be implemented into that design. Hope you understand what you mean by shift operator, which are going to be take place as a bitwise. Fine. Okay. So now we are going to be come to another important concept of Python programming, where we are required to do some kind of decision making. Decision making are required there. So let us take this one example which was implemented in Python, where we want to compute the volume and area of a sphere. So area and volume of a sphere, if you want to compute, in that case we are required, suppose we have been taken one radius r equal to 7 as the outer radius and r equal to 5 as the inner radius of the sphere. Okay, so these two values have been taken as a constant, you can say. It means we are not asking from the user. In case suppose these two values, inner and outer radius, if you want to take from the user, we can use the input function, input method, input, and we can say that enter inner radius. They are going to return me some value which are going to be stored into the R. But as I told you that whatever this input return us, that will be written in the form of string. It will be the string format, not the exact integer value. So we are required the typecasting. Typecasting, or you can say the type conversion, where we can do the type conversion by using int. So whatever value inside this int function, they will be converted to the integer. We can make a float conversion. Here inside we can write any value that will be converted to the float. We can write str, maybe any value can be come here, that will be converted to the string. So this radius can be take not only the integer, it can also be entered as a floating number, maybe 2.5 radius, 3.8, or it can be 2, it can be 3. So 2 can be written as a 2.0, 3 can be written as a 3.0. But we can't write 2.5 if you are writing inside the integer, so fraction part are going to be omitted. So best way that I want the input to be given as a float, so R need to be as a float type. So float will be converted as a typecasting conversion function. Now we can compute the area. How area we are computing? That is going to become 4 into of sphere, 4 into pi. Pi I can write 3.14, or we can write as a 22 divided by 7. That we can also take. Okay. Then we are going to multiply with R square. R is inner radius. R into R. 2 times you can do. Or this can be replaced with the R exponential. R exponential double star 2. That can be also written. Okay. And then we are printing the area of sphere. Right? That is the inner. We have the inner and outer. Inner we have been computed. Okay. Then we are going to be find out the volume of hollow sphere, suppose. So for that purpose, what we are required to do? Inner radius is given this small r, outer radius given capital R. So we again going to be compute this 4 by 3 into 22 by 7, r minus r to this inner radius, and this will be required 4 by 3 pi r cube. So we have been doing the r minus r 3 times to be multiplied, or same can be written as a exponential operator r minus r star 3. That can be happen. So now volume of inner has been came hollow sphere. Similarly, if you want to compute the volume of a solid sphere, if it is a solid, then we can apply the volume of solid sphere, where we have been used 4 by 3 pi r cube. Okay. So that's what we did here. In case of volume and area of sphere, we want to compute in the Python. Now one important thing, that suppose here the radius which has been entered by the user. User is inputting the radius. Maybe this radius can be input as a say 5 or 2.6. It's okay. Maybe 0.0. Okay. But what about if somebody has been given the radius as a 3 or maybe minus 4.5? Is it possible? We can compute any, we can find any sphere who have the radius to be as a negative. It is not exist in reality. Means that before doing this kind of area computation or volume computation, we should take a decision whether this input is correct or not. If it is not correct, we should not go and compute this area. We should not compute the area. So some kind of decisions are required to take whether some statement can be performed or not. For that purpose, we are required some kind of decision control statement in the in Python. So is decision required? Really? Because in case of our daily to daily life routine, we are required to take necessary decision, and some decision always going to be unavoidable. It means we have to necessity to take the decision. Those decisions we could not able to avoid. For example, if you want to choose, right now it is little bit winter we are feeling, cold. So if you want to choose what to wear in the morning, that is a decision which you could not able to skip. Or you want to decide whether you are going to be attend today's Python FDP class or not. Maybe you are some busy work, so you have to decide, yes, I will attend or not attend. So some decision you could not able to avoid a necessity to take that decision. Or you want to decide what to study, you could not able to skip this decision. Choosing which company you want to join for job. So these are our day life routine decisions which are required to be taken. So what kind of decision we are taking? If it is very cold, I will skip the bath. I will not take the bath today. That kind of decision will be taken. Or if there is a lab tomorrow, I will first read the lab sheet and then I will go to the lab. Otherwise, I will go for movie. This say that if there is a lab tomorrow, so I have two options. Either I can read the lab sheet and go to the lab, or I will not go to the lab. It means I am going to go for the movie. So basically, we have to decide whether I will read the lab sheet and go to the lab, or I will go to the movie. That decision I am taking based on whether there is a lab tomorrow or not. If I have to buy coffee, I will go to the lab shop, else I will go straight to my house. This is also one kind of decision which are required there. So here I have to take decision to go left or go straight. I cannot able to skip these decisions. So whatever decision we are taking, all these decisions we are taking based on some condition. Condition whether I have to buy the coffee, condition whether today is too much cold, or condition is there lab tomorrow or not. So one of the key feature for the decision making in the programming language is that we have to take some kind of decision that which of the branch in the code are going to take place, which is not going to take place. So with the different branches in the code which are available there, whether those branches in the code are going to be take place or not, depending on the condition, depending on some condition. So this will be taking place in case of the programming language, not only in our day-to-day life routine. So in case of programming language, we are trying to decide which part of the code should be performed, which part of the code should not be performed. But that decision we are taking based on what? Based on some condition. In that condition, we are required to take the decision based on the conditional statement. Okay, if A is greater than B, then I will do the A minus B. Okay, if A is, suppose we want to take A is given 10, B is given 5, and I want to compute A minus B. Okay, and assuming that if A is positive, then only I can do. So I can take decision. If A greater than B, I can do the subtraction. If A is not greater than B, okay, so I can also do the A multiplication of B. So sometimes we have to take decision from more than one option. So it means that decision we are required to take in the programming language also, that we could not able to avoid or we could not able to skip. So we have different decision control structure. One is if statement, which is going to provide only one option to choose from. Sometimes we are required to take the decision out of two options, which of the option need to be performed. Then we have to apply the if else statement. If we have more than two options to be select from, then we can go for the if elif statement. But if we have the multiple alternative options, then we are required to be go for if elif ladder check. So we are going to discuss about these three flavors of selection statement where we are required to take a decision. Sometimes we have only one option. I have only one option. Option 1, I can decide whether this option 1 can be performed or not. Sometimes we have the option 2, option 3. I can choose which option 2 or option 3 need to be performed. Sometimes we have more than 2 options, OP out of 3 which are going to perform. Sometimes we have more than 3-4 options or maybe 10 options. Then we can go and use the if elif ladder. So as we see the first example of computing the volume of a sphere, what we understood is that everything which are going to be performed in the program is in the sequential order. If you are writing A equal to B, C equal to 10, okay, then print A, then make B equal to A into C, then print B, or we can make the C equal to input. Okay. So it will be start from the first instruction, then second, then third, and then fourth, like that in the sequential fashion, one after another, till the end the statement are going to take place. So always the statement is going to be performed one after the next one, exactly in the order we have written into the programming code. But sometimes this is going to become much more complicated, and we are required to be make some of the statement to be skipped. Sometimes it will be required, frequently required in any of the program. We can skip some of the statement, as in the case of volume of sphere. If in case r which we are going to give, it is a negative value, we should not go and compute the volume of sphere. We should skip this computation because this radius is negative. Or we can choose between alternative set of statement to execute which of the statement need to be performed, which will not going to be performed, or we can able to make multiple series of statement to be repeatedly performed. So that's where the control structure is required to be in the programming language. So a control structure direct the order of execution of the statement in any of the program, which is nothing but it will be referred that flow of the program controls are going to be changed as compared to the sequential order, either by skipping or making some statement to be performed or not performed. So control structure controls the flow of execution in a program or in any of the function. So decision making process requires some kind of comparative assessment of some of the parameter or some characteristic directly or indirectly to take the decision. So in case of selection statement, decision making statement, we are also required to take some kind of decision based on some kind of assessment of some of the parameters. Where if one or more conditions are going to be true, we can perform, or if some conditions are not true, we can able to reject them, or we can choosing other statement for execution depending on the condition. So let us take first flavor of decision making statement which are available in the Python, that is if statement. So if statement is providing you whether the given option can be performed or not. So we have only one option. That option either we can perform or we could not able to perform. So what is the syntax of that one? If condition. If, and we have to write the condition. Look at the syntax, because those who have the aware of C, C++, Java, that syntax is different in the Python. So if condition colon, if this condition is true, they say that if condition is true, we can perform some set of statement here. If condition is false, we can skip this statement block. If condition is true, we can perform the statement 1, or we can say that this is the statement which are going to perform if the condition are true. That we can say that it is a true statement block. After that, all the true statement block, it means whatever written here, this is part of the true block. When the condition is true, only then they are going to perform it. Statement 1, statement 2, and so on. In case that statement is not going to be performed, the condition need to be false. In that case, if this condition is true, these set of statements should be performed. Now here the statement can be single, statement can be multiple. It means either you can perform the compound statement, which consists of more than one statement, or it is a singleton statement. So depending on this condition, these many statements can be performed. So this is the compound statement. If this condition is false, we can go and perform the next statement. That part is going to take. Now, whatever this condition we are giving, the outcome of this condition expression must be either 0 if it is a false, or true. So if condition is true, I should perform all the statements which are written into for this condition. Otherwise, we can able to skip this statement. For example, let us take one example here. So if true, you can make. Otherwise, go to the other statement in the program. So now here you can see we have been taken x to be x taken 7, y taken 5, and we are going to be write conditional statement. What conditional statement we are giving? X remainder y, right? How to write? We have to use the if. If x modulus operator y, and close this by the colon. So if this condition say that x divided by y, modulus operator, right? If you will get a remainder, then we are going to be print not divisible. That what is that. So we are going to take x is divided by 5. No, we can able to get a what outcome are going to come for this division. We are going to get 2. So this will going to be computed. That is if 2, right? Outcome of this expression is 2. So 2 represent true value. What is true? Either positive value or any negative value. Both represent the truth. True. So now because this is the value, integer value, so now the condition is going to become true. If this is true, we can make this print statement to be take place. If suppose there should be a x should be 5, x is 5, y is 5. If you are going to divide, it is exactly divided. We are not getting any remainder. Divide means we are getting the remainder to be 0. So 0 is treated as a false. So we are going to be get the result of this conditional statement as a 0. So this is false. So this statement is going to be skipped. So remember that Python expression which are written that need to be a conditional expression whose evaluated result need to be come as a true or as a false, either 0 or non-zero. Both will be treated as a conditional value. And the statement which are going to perform as a true statement after this condition, this can be a single statement or can be a compound statement. Okay. So let us take another example. If x is less than or equal to 10, perform y into x plus y. One thing you remember that whatever this statement we are writing, how it will be treated that which of the statement is part of the if block, which is not part of the if block. So whenever we are going to be write any conditional statement, say x greater than 5 semicolon, then you have to give some indentation, make some space here, come little bit space here, then you can start writing statement. So this will be assume that for this if statement, these are the statement which are belonging to the if block. And if any statement which is not part of this, if we are required to restart at the same here next statement, which is not part of this particular if condition block. So that kind of indentation we are required to be take care to separate that which statement is part of the if, which is not part of the if block. So here this should be performed. If this here should be less than 1, less than equal to 10. Now here you can see that we are required to be perform y equal to x into x plus 5 if condition is true. If this condition is going to become true, now here this if block consists of two statements y and z, and in case this condition is going to become true, then the both statement y and z are going to be evaluated. But if we are going to be write this code in this format, so here you can see there should be some little bit indentation is given here. After if we are going to be give some space, and then we are writing here, and then z will be starting at the same position where the if has been started. So in that case, if this condition is true, then this y is going to be evaluated as well as z is going to be evaluated. Whereas in the above code, if condition is true, only then these two statements are going to take place. If condition is false, in that case nothing are going to be displayed, nothing are going to be executed. In this case, if this is going to become false, then only z is going to be evaluated, but y is not going to be performed. Only first statement is conditional, whereas the second statement is always executed irrespective of whether if his condition is true or false. So compound statement is group of statements that are all at the same indentation level and are executed sequentially. Remember, they are going to be performed sequentially. They are going to perform sequentially. जैसा कुछ ले अभी तो कंडीशन नहीं चला ठीक है, मतलब मेरे पास वही किसकी बात तो उसे बीच में जब से 6 बजे आपके एंड में मैं पता हूँ 10 मिनट को बोल मैं चल रहा हूँ जैसे ही चल आपको बंद कर देना. So, sorry for interruption. So now here we can see that group of statements which are going to be a compound statement or a block that will have the same level of indentation. Here you can see y and z have the same level of indentation. So within that compound statement, that will going to be take place further in the sequential order. First y, then z. Now remember that in case we are going to write this if at the same level, if x less than equal to 10. Okay. So in that case, what will happen? If at the same indentation. So this statement is basically not correct. Why? Because we are writing the if condition, but this if condition does not contain any statement which can be known as the true statement. Okay, if this condition is true, after that nothing was written the statement which are going to take place, because this if and y z are at the same indentation level. So here y and z is going to become a statement which are going to be always performed irrespective of whether this if condition is true or false. So that way the indentation we are required to be take care to decide which statement we want to perform, which not. Okay. So the benefit, you can see what is the benefit of this indentation style. Let us take, we are going to write one statement to understand the importance of indentation other than to represent the compounding statement or the style of programming. If suppose if it rain tomorrow, I will complete Python assignment. After that, I will paint the sketches. If there is any time left, I will make my plan. So in this type of writing this statement, okay, we are saying that if it is raining tomorrow, I will complete Python assignment, I will paint the sketch, and I will left the time, and I will make my plan. Okay. But if the same thing I am writing as a, if it rain tomorrow, I will complete Python statement. After that, I will make the paint sketches. Okay, above statement little bit we can understand what we are supposed to do. When I should make a plan, when I will do the sketches, that we could not able to understand at once. If the same thing can be written in the different way, if there is any time left, I will make my plan. Otherwise, if it will not rain, I will go to sport ground. In the evening, I will go to the cinema with my friends. So when I will go with my friend for the cinema, when it will rain or when it will not going to be rain, that will be difficult to interpret from this type of statement. But if you are going to write this indentation in this format, where it can be written that if it rain, if it rain tomorrow, I will do the following, or you can say if it rain, I will complete the assignment, I paint the sketches. If there is some time left, I will make my plan. Otherwise, I will go for the smooth ground and I will go to the movie in the evening with my friend. So now here you can observe that it is clear from this style of writing the indented, we could understand when what we are going to perform. It means that I will go to the movie irrespective of whether there is rain tomorrow occurring or not occurring. But in case of previous style of writing this statement, we could not able to understand when I will go to the cinema. If it will rain then, or I will go irrespective of not raining. But it is clear from here. So we can say that these three statements which are written here, if rain tomorrow, I can complete assignment, paint the sketch, and I will make my plan. If not raining, I go to the sport ground to play. Irrespective of whether it is raining or not raining, I always go to the movie in the evening with my friend. So this is the indentation benefit you can observe from this code. Okay? So when you are writing this program, any program, you should be take care the indentation style of programming. So let us take more example. If age is greater than 0 and age is less than equal to 11. This is a more complex example. Conditional statement. Okay, where we are taking one condition as a age greater than 0 or age is less than equal to 11, and we are going to combine with the AND operator. So if the age of the person is between 0 to 11, then they are going to become cube. So we are making the cube. This represent part. This is the shorthand notation. Cubes equal to cubes plus 1. Counting of the cube, they are taking with the cube variable. Similarly, you can see here if month is equal to 4, fourth month, or month is going to become 6, or month is equal to 9, or month is equal to 11. It means if months are either 4, 6, 9 or 11, then those months have 30 days. Okay? So this way we could write also the complex condition in the if statement. If x equal to 2, this is the one condition written, and this if have only one statement, y equal to 5. Can you type what should be the outcome of this one, whether this y equal to 2 are going to take place or not? It will be performed. What will be the condition? Is this condition is false or true? Remember that in this case, this is the assignment operator. Okay, we are not comparing x with the 2. It is not a equality operation. It is the assignment operator, right? Assignment operator. So here, what will happen? 2x, 2 is assigned. So we will get the value of this expression as a 2. So this will be similar to if 2, and then we are going to make y assigned to 5. Irrespective of what is the value of x, this y equal to 5 is going to be performed. Okay? And then printing the value of y, irrespective of what is the value of x. Right? Even though I can take the value of x before this if as a -5 or maybe 0, still that x is going to be replaced with the 2, so this statement is going to become true. So both statements y equal to 5 and print y is going to be take place. So always true. So generally this is one of the common mistake we as a programmer used to do. We wanted to compare, but we are using equal assignment operator as a equality operator. That is create some problem. Okay? So this is the common programming error, which is generally difficult to detect by the compiler or interpreter, because it is a syntactic error, not the syntax error. It is not a syntax error. It is some kind of semantic which you want to provide, that is something different. Now another variation of this if statement is if else statement. So in the previous case we seen that whenever we have only one option to perform, so that option either we can perform or we can skip those options. So in case of if else statement, we have the two options. Out of these two options, one option can be performed or the other option can be performed. If condition true, we can perform this two block statement. Else, it means if this condition is false, we can perform another statement which is known as the false block statement. If condition false, then we can make this block of statement to be performed. Let us take example how it is happening. We are executing our program, and somewhere we are taking the condition. Okay? Condition checking we are doing. So out of based on this condition, we have the two options. Either this option we can perform or we can perform other option, option 2. These options can be consist of multiple statements, more than one statement. So depending on the condition, if it is true, this option 1 set of statement will take place, or the option 2 statement are going to take place. For example, in this case you can check. We have example of x 7, y 5. So in this case, if you are going to be divide x by y as a modulus operator, if it is divisible by y, then we will get here remainder to be 0. If that is the case, we can make x is divisible by y to be displayed. If remainder we are going to get other than 0, any positive, in that case this statement is going to become true, and x is not divisible by y, that statement is going to take place. So we have two options, either option 1 statement or option 2 statement. So we can able to choose which option are going to take place depending on the condition. So this if else allow us to choose between two actions. These two actions are mutually exclusive, which are going to be take place without retesting the condition. Once we have tested the condition, then we are able to in a position to decide which one to be performed. Now let us take the first example. So we can check it. If first example, another example, if I greater than j. तो सर देखिए वो उनके मैसेज नहीं आ रहे, क्यों नहीं आ रहे? If I greater than j, if I is greater than j, ठीक है, it's okay. सही है ना, चल रहा है. So if I is greater than j, we can perform the statement k equal to I plus 1 plus j minus 1. This statement is going to be take place. Otherwise, k equal to I minus 1 plus j plus 1. This statement is going to take place. Okay. So every this if statement, we have two options, either option 1 I plus 1 or I minus 1 are going to take place. So both block consist of only singleton statement, right? Or you can check in other way. If nit in mnitj, okay, we have the membership operator, membership, remember. So if nit in mnitj, okay, if nit in mnitj, then we can print that you are in NIT, otherwise you are not in NIT. So this in what does this in operator, membership operator, going to be checked whether NIT element exists into this sequence or not. So NIT exists in this sequence, so this will going to return with a true. If it is true, so the first print statement is going to be take place. Similarly, if grade greater than 60, print pass. If grade is greater than marks is less than 60, then you can mark it as a fail. Let us take another example where you can check if m is greater than or equal to n, print m is greater than n, else print n is greater than m. So that way we can able to compare between two numbers, which one is greater, which is not greater. Now come to another if else statement where we want to perform more than one option. It means we have not two options, but we have more than two options which we want to perform depending on different conditions. So elif statement use one or more else if. It means else if short notation is elif. Syntax for doing the branch execution based on several alternatives. So whenever we have more than two alternatives, we can choose which of the alternatives are going to be take place depending on the condition at each of the elif statement. So here you can check if condition 1, statement 1, elif condition 2, statement 2, elif condition 3 with a semicolon, statement 3, else default statement, or you can say the statement 4. And this next statement is the statement which are aligned with this f. Out of this f, this is going to become a not aligned with the if block. It will be out of this if block. So if these condition 1 is true, statement 1 is performed. If condition 1 false and condition 2 is true, then statement 2 is performed. If all the conditions are going to be not true, then the default statement is going to take place. It means arbitrary number of elif clause we can specify, and if this will be available one after one, these conditions are going to be evaluated. Let us take this example: grade 77, marks is 77. If grade is greater than 90, then you can make, you have the grade to be of A, print A. If this marks is greater than 80, it means between 80 to 90, you should give him the grade to be as a B. If marks is greater than 70 but between 70-80, you can give the grade to be C. Okay? If grade is greater than 60, we can give them D. If any student does not have the grade or does not have the number between 90 to 60, other than that, by default he will get a F grade. So here you can see else, then colon print. We want to have which alternative are going to be performed. If person Indian or person's nationality is equal to Indian. Say this is a small Indian, this is capital Indian. So if I am taking this one, either person can be Indian, his nationality is Indian, matching the Indian, or with the capital IND, IAN. In that case, you can write, you prefer Hindi language because might be you are Indian, so Hindi language is understood. And if the nationality of the person is Japanese, whatever input you taken, if that is coming as a Japanese, so they are equal. In that case, you prefer Japanese language. And if we could not do, because we have the default statement, else we have only three choices: either prefer Hindi language communication or Japanese, or both are comfortable in Indian or not Japanese language. Okay? If you are not comfortable with Indian or not Japanese language, it means that we can do the conversation in English. So here you can observe that in the default statement we have else statement, we have two statements. This is the compound statement. If these conditions are failed, if statement and elif statement, then these two statements are going to take place. Okay? And this print conversion completed, that statement is not part of the any if or elif statement. Okay? If all the conditions are false, then this print will anyhow, print conversion complete is always going to perform. Okay? Now take another example where we have only the num 7, and if num is greater than 0, positive number, and if num is equal to 0, print 0. Now you can see that here else statement is not written. So this statement is optional. If you don't want any statement by default not going to perform if above conditions are not true, either if condition and elif conditions are not true, then we don't want to make any default statement to be executed, then this else clause can be skipped. So if I can skip from here, say in this code, print F grade, I can not write this else. It means that we are giving only A, B, C, D, there is no F grade out there. So this F is not going to be, print F is not going to be considered to be printed here. So else we can only skip. not necessary. Else block is not necessary. Okay. So this is the general format of if statement. If condition 1, remember, if we have to only one condition, we are not required these things, right? These three not required. If we have the two options, statement 1 and statement 2, then we are required only if else. Okay? But if we are required more than one alternative, then we have to use the condition, then we have to elif, then again condition 2, then elif, condition 3, then elif, condition 4, and then at the end we can use the else or this is not necessary. Okay? So this is the general format of if else statement. Okay? So there may be more than one elif branches, but there should be always remember that only one else branch. We could not write more than one branch here, only one. The elif only one. If you are trying to write another else, okay, or more than one else at the end, that is going to become wrong. And this else need to be used at the last statement. In this elif format of nested if else statement. Okay. So this is the example. You can see if you want to compute the largest among the three numbers. So we are taking input from the user first number, taking input from the second number, taking the third from number, and that we are converting to the plot. So how you can check it? If x greater than y and x is greater than z, then you can say that largest is going to be x. If x is not largest, might be y and z is largest. So we can apply another condition, elif y greater than x and y is greater than z, then large may be y. If this is not the case, it means large is equal to z. And then at the end, we want to print the largest. So depending on the x, y and z, either I can get a large to be x, y or z. That's how this can be used here. Another way of using this nested if, the same flavor you can see. See, in case of if statement, say if x greater than 5, right? I can write here statement. This statement can be anything, x equal to 5 into 6, okay? Or I can also write here for the if statement, if x less than 20, then I can write y equal to y minus x, okay? And then you can write else, okay? You can write x equal to x into 5 plus 6 plus 8. That can be happen. So here whatever statement we are writing, we can write inside if also and the if statement. Or in the if we can also write the else and write z equal to 5 into 6. That can be happen. Okay. So here what we are doing in this example, to find out the largest of three numbers, we are checking first if x is greater than y. Okay. This is indentation. This is the one compound statement you can see. If x is greater than y, then we are checking x need to be also greater than z, then x should be largest, otherwise y should be the largest. In else statement, again we are going to use the if y is greater than z, because x is not greater than y. So if y is greater than z, so y is largest, otherwise else largest is z. Okay. And then we can able to print the largest number is largest. Okay. That we can do it. So remember that here after if there should be an indentation, here after else there is an indentation. So this else statement consists of these statements, 4 statements. This will be consist of these 4 statements. Okay. That's how it can be used there. Another example, enter your weather information, whether it is sunny, cloudy or rainy. You take in the input, and if this weather is sunny, if weather is equal to sunny, print, we can walk outside. And if weather is cloudy, see the syntax, then colon, print, not sure, it may rain, maybe we take a walk. And if weather is raining, is equal to raining, it is raining, so we can stay at home. Else it is not sunny, cloudy or raining, it means we don't know what is the weather. Okay, so we have 4 options. Okay, either walk outside, okay, outside, or we may take a walk in the dilemma, take or not take, we have to stay at the home, or we don't know what is the weather. So out of these 4 options, which option is going to be performed, we are deciding based on if elif else statement. Okay? Out of these 4, any one is going to be take place. Okay? Now sometimes we can also write one line if statement. Okay. Till now what we did, we write every statement in the different line, but sometimes we can write a crisp if statement where we can write if expression then statement. Here the if expression is separated by semicolon in case the statement is more than 1. So if expression, just like a condition we written if condition, statement can be more than one statement or can be single statement. For example, if expression, if x greater than 5, statement 1, okay, x equal to x into 5, comma, y equal to x minus 5, comma, z equal to 5, semicolon, z equal to 50. So sometimes we can write more than one statement in a same line. Otherwise, we have to write how? If x greater than 5, then we can write x equal to x into 5. Indentation, you have to keep it. Y equal to x minus 5. Z equal to 50. Okay. The same thing we can write as a one line if statement. Okay. That's what we can do here. The same example as a one line statement. If weather is equal to sunny, here we can also write a print, walk outside. That I can write x equal to 5 into 6, or we can write also the print, or we can write here as a semicolon, print IP. If we have the multiple action we want in a single, if condition to be happen in a single line, we can write if weather is sunny, print sunny day, print walk outside, print sun is very warm. Okay, that way we can able to do this one. Now another statement is for taking the decision is the ternary operator. Why it is ternary operator? Because we are required to be take 3 operators. Ternary means 3 operators is required. What is the syntax of this statement is expression on true. Okay, expression on true. It means this is some statement which are going to take place on true condition. So if condition true, the statement which are written here, they are going to take place as expression which are written, that is going to be performed. So we are writing the condition true statement, right? Else false statement. So same can be written using the ternary operator. Okay. So this true is coming here, condition is inside, and then else expression outside. But we should remember that as a writing a program, we should avoid writing the code like ternary operator style of writing some expression, because it will be difficult to understand sometimes. So we should avoid. Okay? So example we can see in this slide, age is 12. Okay? Age is 12. So if age less than 21, okay, then you are young. You can write as a true statement, young. Okay? This statement young. Otherwise, else adult. Now, if this condition is true, I can get young as a written or adult, and these I can able to store in some variable as a s. So thereafter, if you want to display print s, we should get the s to be either young or adult depending on what should be the age. So if I am giving the age as a 30, which is going to become less than 21, no, then you can get the value to be adult into s. Okay. So take this example, raining, false, print. Let's go outside to play. This is bracket close. If not raining, okay, if not raining, this is the conditions are given. If not raining, remember, so raining is given here as a false, and we are applying the not. So not raining. What is raining? Raining is false. Not false. Not false is going to be not operator. They are going to become true. If not raining, that is true. Then we should prefer the indoor. Then you can write the print indoor. So that's how this can be used here. Another important example, customer age is 40, and if customer age is greater than 60, okay, that we can write also in the normal way. If customer age equal to 60, then what we want to give them some discount. They are eligible for discount. Discount eligible. Discount. Okay. Eligible for discount. Suppose. Else, print not eligible. The same thing we can write using the ternary operator in a single line statement. If customer age is 60, if this condition is true, that condition we have to write on the left side of this if clause. And if condition is true, after this else we have to write not eligible for discount. So if this condition is going to become true, eligible for discount, this string is going to be stored into the discount variable. If age is going to become not greater than 60, then discount will store the not eligible parameter into this discount, this string into the discount. Then we can able to print age of customer age, which we have been taken. Print customer is eligible for discount. So this discount is coming either as a customer is eligible for discount or customer is not eligible for discount. Okay. That's how this can be work. So in overall nutshell of this decision making statement is that one or more semicolon separated simple statement can be written on the same line using the single statement if, or we can use the semicolon in Python denoted separation rather than termination. That we can do that one, where it can be allow us to write multiple statements on the same line. Compound statements are always written at the same indentation level. So block, if you want to create a compound statement, we should use the indentation. So here the compound statement or block of statement are based on the indentation in our program which we are trying to write for any problem. So Python forces the programmer to use the indentation which should going to be used to write the code in nice and readable manner, other than the indentation which are necessary to make the compound statement to be part of if or elif block. So remember that Python does not allow you to obscure the structure of the program by misreading the indentation. Your Python compiler interpreter are able to detect this kind of misleading indentation. So this is about the conditional statement. So now we will take some 10 minutes of break, and thereafter we will take few of the example which we will execute on the Python compiler based on the decision making statement. Okay. So just we will take a 5 to 10 minute of break, and thereafter if you have any query that I am going to be solved within 5 to 10 minutes, and then I will continue with the next part of this session. एक बार थोड़ा रिकॉर्डिंग स्टॉप करना, पॉज कर दो।
मतलब सेशन इसके बाद नया सेशन सर